So another edition of Street Parliament will come your way again tomorrow with Solomon Sasu Mensah. Now, healthcare delivery has been a very big source of concern or source of worry to many governments, medical authorities, individuals, of course, in every part of the world. Now, in the current dispensation, many people are now drifting towards other, or what is said to be alternative medical practices because either they don't have too much confidence now in orthodox practices, or because they have identified something more unique in alternative practices. And this morning, my guest on Corporate Interview is Dr. Frank Sidawi. He is a holistic medical practitioner and a naturopathic oncologist, to talk to us about what is all about holistic medical practitioner and what it has to offer mankind, especially in modern times. Good morning to you and welcome to the program. Yes, you talk about holistic medical practice. What is it about?
Holistic medical practice means that the person needs to be healed emotionally, mentally, and physically. It has now been realized that 80% of all physical manifestations of diseases comes from the emotional and mental plane. The stresses we pass through, the phobias, the traumatic experiences, the depressions are all affecting our physical bodies. They strangulate the normal physiological functions of the body, and what happens is that a lot of bad energies flow into the system, and it affects us. So holistic means that in healing the person, you have to heal him emotionally, mentally, and then physically. Take out the emotional things that are embedded in the energy bodies, and then you clean out the filth out of his physical body. So you heal him in his totality. Okay.
Now, in post-colonial days, you agree with me that many of us have become used to orthodox medicine. I mean, you have a headache and you take in paracetamol or any other painkiller. You have a runny tummy and you go in for something that will stop it quickly. I mean, and now this is quite a new phenomenon here. What is the history about this?
I don't think this is a new phenomenon. This has been in existence for a long time before the colonial masters brought up the allopathic practices. Our ancestors, I know in the villages, when you fall ill, they give you an enema, they make a sauna for you, they produce herbal medicines for you, and they put you on fruit juices and things. But now the allopathic people have brought in their drug, system of treatment, which is really affecting the human race, because these are inorganic substances, and the body as an organic entity cannot really clean out the filth out of the system. So they get left in the body, they become mutagens and carcinogens. So we, in our protocol, we use what we call chelators. We use special natural products that bind with these inorganic substances, change their chemical formulations, and the body now can throw out the system out of the body. So the natural remedies are really safe, no side effects.
It's on record that many terminal diseases or many diseases that have caused deaths in the past have been due to the fact that wrong medication have been administered to some of these victims. And how effective is holistic medical practitioner with regard to some of these mishaps?
Just to make a point here, in America there was a survey, a statistical analysis. They realized that 40% of all reported cases in the hospitals now are from previous administration of drugs. They call it iatrogenic diseases. Nature has all the remedies for us. Nature uses the eliminative channels of the body to heal, and then it uses the assimilative channels to reconstruct. So the best way is the cause of the diseases are from the food we eat, the denatured food, preservatives and all these things in the food, the water we drink, the chlorines, the air we breathe, the mercury, the arsenic and things, they are all polluting the body. Like I said, these are all inorganic substances, and it becomes very difficult for the body to throw them out. So what we do is that we pass you through a protocol of enhancing the eliminative channels of the body. Then after, we give you the assimilative things like the vitamins and the herbs and things, and the body does the rest.
So if somebody has like a stroke, effective, how would you administer holistic medical practice to that person to revive?
We have to talk about what causes the stroke. Is that the food and things we eat makes the body acidic. And the body, as a wise entity, tries to produce cholesterol and things like fatty tissues to deposit these impurities into the system and use it to line the system, as fatty tissues and things in the body and things. But when they become overwhelmed, the acidity comes into the bloodstream, and then these cholesterol are produced to line the fine linings of the capillary system so that the acid doesn't wear them off. So they become plaques and things, and they block the circulation of blood and the nutrients into the system. And that's what leads to the strokes. So in effect, what we do is that we need to clean this filth out of the system. We need to make the body more alkaline. When there's alkalinity, the fatty tissues that are causing the plaque, they all dissolve out of the system. Actually, the body is supposed to function at a pH or an acidity or alkaline level of 7.4. But the foods we eat and things are leaving so much acidity in the system that the body cannot really function anymore. The foods we eat are even not absorbed well to rebuild our physical being. So we pass you through a full body massage where the impurities that are laden under the skin and things come into the blood circulation. When it comes into the blood circulation, the liver becomes filled with so much filth that it becomes difficult for it to. So we use liver flushes, special ones that clean the filth out of the liver into the column. Then we do the physical therapy like cleaning your column through high colonic irrigations, NMS, specialized NMS, and then we clean the body. We make you sweat out the impurities out of your pores.
You know that quickly, administering a drug, a normal painkiller, for instance, gives you a quick relief. If you have a headache, just within a matter of minutes, it's gone. How effective is a holistic practice?
Holistic, if you know the protocols, like in acupressure, if you know the points of where the head circulation is and things like that, you can press those points, and they are even more effective than the paracetamols and things. They cut off the neurotransmitters that lead to the place where the pain is. You see, they cut it off. So in effect, later on, the pain comes back in the worst form because the cause of the problem is not taken away. But when you know acupressure, or you know reflexology, and you know where the head is, and you know where the brain nerves are and things, and you massage them, there's so much relief.
What are the types of diseases that one could go through using holistic practice?
Actually, all forms of cancers, diabetes, high blood pressure, multiple sclerosis, cardiac problems, infertility, impotency, we heal all those things.
Oh, really?
More. Actually, it's not a restricted field. It's a field that cleans the filth of the body, and the body itself is able to recuperate. So it's used for all forms of diseases.
So what would you, for instance, recommend to somebody who quickly or has a heart attack suddenly, and he may not even have the time to go to hospital.
If somebody has,
come to your end.
If somebody has a heart attack, the first aid that I think the person needs to be given in the house, even before bringing him to the hospital, is to give him cayenne pepper. Take a teaspoon of cayenne pepper in hot water and let the person sip. If the person is breathing, you've saved his life. Because it sends vitamin C straight into the heart muscles and they start functioning. Wow. So that's the first aid. I am telling you surely that it will save the person's life. He won't die. So he has to go to the hospital for treatment.
Oh, okay. But many people do not know about these practices. How do you get
I think it's all lack of education. The people need to be educated, and I think the allopathic field is so, they are all entrenched in positions that they try to suppress the natural remedies that rather can save the human being. You'd be surprised that we the human beings are talking of the animals are endangered, but the allopathic field are really making the human being an endangered species. Yeah, so we have to use
Apart from you, do you have any other people also practicing?
Oh, yeah, there are a few in the system.
Country.
I'm the PRO of the alternative medicine practitioners in country, and we have a group that we are trying to find ways of educating the people about the advantages of using alternative medicine.
How does it differ from herbal medical practitioner or herbal medicine?
Herbal medicine is also a natural product, but in my case, in our institution, what we do is that we clean the filth out of the system, and there's something that is called the unified field theory. It percolates all living entities in the world. So the herbs themselves have natural logical sequences in the body. So when you clean the filth out of the system and you give the herbs, the body absorbs the wisdom that is embedded in the herbs into the system, and then it rejuvenates and stimulates the sluggish organs in the body. So herbal medicine itself is a reprogrammer. We use it to reprogram the body's,
Does it extend one's life in any way? Talking about holistic practice. Does it extend your life in any way?
It does extend our life wonderfully. Let me tell you one thing. There's a tribe in Pakistan, before you climb the Himalayan mountains, they call them the Hunzas. At the age of 120 years, they are producing babies and they are going to their farms.
120.
They hardly cook their food. They hardly fry their food. Tell me which animal in this world cooks and fries his food? So we are the so-called wise human beings. We denature our foods even before we eat them. You understand me? They don't cook their food. They only live on raws. 120 years, they are producing babies and going to their farms. So you see that civilization is really what is killing the human race. And that is what is giving us the diseases.
Okay. So what is the base of this kind of practice? Is it preventive? Is it curative?
It is preventive. It is curative. And even you can use it for terminal cases. So it's very, very effective. Like the cancers and the strokes and things like that. It is the surest way of healing. Because the drugs will only ease off the pain, but it will only manage you to die off. We find the cause of the problem, take the cause away, and the body itself rejuvenates and recuperates.
So if once you have a stroke, how safe is the person, I mean, when it gets to you?
If a person has a stroke and is able to get to our institution, in 36 hours, he will walk.
In 36 hours?
36 hours. When he gets it, 36 hours, yeah, because there are protocols we pass through. By that, you know, when there's a stroke, circulation is cut off. So there's what we call infarction. Cells start dying, oxygen starvation. Then what we do is that when we clean this filth out of the system and we rejuvenate, we give the nutrients and things like in 36 hours, all this, the plague that is causing the blockage is taken away. And then just imagine you have a big gutter in front of your house that is filled with filth. The small gutters in the individual houses will not flow into the system. But when you clean the big gutter, the small ones flow. So we clean the filth, and then the plague, you know, that is causing the blockages, flow out of the system.
What about somebody who has stroke, I mean, for quite some time? How do you attend?
For quite some time, because there is an infection and some of the cells are dead up, you know, where the stroke took place. It will take a longer time, but you will definitely go away. Because when we clean the blockage, now nutrients will start flowing gradually, and the cells will start rejuvenating gradually. So that will not be, but if you have a stroke, immediately and you come to our place, you are safe.
It's very, very interesting, I mean, to know that some of these...
these are nature's, you know, ways, you know. God loved us, He gave us all the wisdom, He wants us to live long to worship Him. But we think we are wiser than Him, you see.
And how affordable now? Let's talk about affordability. It's also an issue here.
I think comparatively it's affordable. Because when you see the protocols that you pass through, the drugless therapies and things, it is a manageable thing. And I don't think we charge that much, you know, as compared to other places.
And one thing I wanted to find out is whether we have any side effects. And that is an issue that many people are also...
There is one side effect, good health.
Oh, the side effect is good health.
Good health.
So basically you
don't have any no side effects. The side effect is good health. Because immediately you start the protocol, you feel it emotionally. You will see that something has been taken out of it. You know, we have external stress, and then we have internal stress. The internal stress comes from the toxins that are in the system. So immediately you start taking them out. The stresses start going down in the body, and you feel euphoric, you know. It's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Where are you located?
We are located at Tema Community 10. Yes, near the Janiba, or the electricity training school. Immediately you get there, you see our signage at the Community 10 junction. From Tema General Hospital, the second traffic light, you see the sign, the NEWhope Natural, and just follows the sign to the place.
Oh, that's very interesting. And do you have any other branches?
Not as of now, but we plan to extend our protocols to other regional capitals with time.
So why? You are an oncologist. Why is the cancers, I mean, have taken so much of your time? You concentrate so much on the healing of cancers.
It looks like there's a misconception or lack of education in the system. Dr. Otto Warburg won 2 Nobel Prizes for proving that oxygen starvation in the tissues leads to cancers, tumors, and cysts. And he called it acidic hypoxia, acidity leading to oxygen starvation in the tissues. So what we did is that we clean the filth of the system, the body becomes alkaline, then oxygen is absorbed. So when you flood the body with oxygen, the cancer cells which are doing fermentative respiration begin doing oxidative respiration. So they reverse back to normal cells. You know, there are individual cells that are autonomous. They also want to survive. So immediately you starve them of the oxygen. And they find ways to survive. And instead of using oxygen as a living medium, they use your sugars in the body.
Now, I've heard that people say that medical experts say that we don't know causes of cancers. And
they don't know, but in our naturopathy, we know the cause of cancer. Dr. Otto proved it. Okay. Cancer deficiency, oxygen deficiency is what leads to the cancers. Oxygen starvation in the tissues. So when you clean the system of the field, the body becomes alkaline. So it becomes alkaline hyperoxia, alkalinity leading to more oxygen supplies in the tissues. So the cancer becomes, from anaerobic, it becomes aerobic. Okay. So you are healed.
Well, thank you so much. It's been very interesting. I've enjoyed the chat, and I believe that people have also. And Dr. Frank Sidawi is a holistic medical practitioner and a naturopathic oncologist. And this morning, he gave us a hint that if you know somebody, or if you are engaged, or if you are plagued down by a heart attack, within the shortest possible time, just get a teaspoon of pepper, put in hot water, and take a sip. And this would quickly send vitamin C to your organs and rejuvenate you in the shortest possible time. This is very, very insightful, and we are thankful to God for this knowledge. Thank you very much once again for coming on the program. Certainly we will invite you another time.
Thank you, too.
And the program has been Corporate Interview. We're now moving straight to Fifi Poafo to take today's agenda.
NEWhope TV brings you a new marketing promotion with a difference. Now is the time for businessmen and women to enjoy massive airtime on Best Buy. Have your products, goods and services advertised and reap massive returns. And what's more, Best Buy takes out the stress of going about looking for what you need from the market. Don't miss out, because Best Buy offer a fast and reliable community penetration for all products, goods and services. Talk to the marketing department of NEWhope TV and get your product off the shelves. Call 0244 387 478 and 0248 672 122. Best Buy improves your sales and business. Best Buy, you have arrived.
Asking challenging questions, hitting behind the news and other stories, interview with cultural and political icons, helping you with analysis of international and national issues to help you make an informed decision. Evening Edition delves deeper into issues in a very comprehensive way. Evening Edition, the most comprehensive and analytical current affairs program. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. only on NET2 Television. Beyond the limit.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty, 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 trying to catch me riding dirty. La 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 la.
Final score. Everyone is invited Mondays at 8 p.m. live on NEWhope TV.